Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of We Are Only Human, the official podcast of the College of Education and Human Science. Today I am joined by a very special alumni, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does with OSU Softball.
Awesome. Yeah. So my name is Mike Barlow, and I'm the athletic trainer for Cowgirl Softball. I am an alumni. I graduated in 1993 from the College of Education with a degree in secondary education in science. Don't do any teaching right now, but the main thing I do is take care of sports injuries for softball, any other sport that needs it at the time, but for the most part, it's pretty much just softball and everything we have going on.
What does your day-to-day with the team look like?
So usually I'm the first one to arrive. Get here early enough in the morning that if we have weights going on, I'm over there at the weight room in the basement of GIA while the girls are working out. If not, I'm here in the training room. If anybody calls, texts me, hey, I'm not feeling good, I think I might have the flu, which I've had at least half a dozen of those texts or calls the last week. They need to get in to see a doctor, or they want to stop by as they're on their way to do their morning hitting, or some workout that they're going to do with a coach here. If they stop in and have an issue, a shoulder problem, or their wrist hurts, or a hamstring, or whatever, and we can do a quick 15, 20-minute treatment on them before they go and do that type of stuff, we'll do that here. We have practice that usually starts about 1 or 1:30. So around 12:30, the girls start showing up, getting themselves ready for practice, get dressed, and then they head out to the field, and we kind of go through all the practice stuff that we go through either in the indoor, like a day like today when it's raining, or that we get out on the field, do stuff out there on the field. Usually practice will go to about 4:30 or 5. Today is a game day, so the game day routine right now is going to be a little bit up in the air just because of the weather. Game time is supposed to start at 6. They're thinking about moving it to 5. So the girls will probably show up around 1 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock, depending on the game time. Have a quick pregame meal, snack kind of thing, and then they'll get themselves dressed, ready to go, and they move forward, getting ready for the game, the first pitch.
Awesome. What are some of the most prevalent injuries you deal with in softball?
So being an overhead throwing sport, a lot of shoulder stuff. Injuries that happen there. A lot of our girls have had maybe a shoulder problem that's lasted them a couple of years that they just kind of push through. Maybe they've done some rehab. Most shoulder injuries that we will see in softball, we'll try rehab first. We're not a real quick run off to have surgery. It's a little bit different in other sports like maybe wrestling and football where there's more contact and more opportunity to have re-injury in a more significant way. So what we try to do a lot of times first is do rehab first. A lot of TheraBand, stretching, strengthening, all kinds of stuff like that in communication and connection with our strength coach, Chance Merrick. We work with him a lot as far as getting a lot of kids rehabbed from injuries that they may have had in the past. The different time of the year, different injuries can happen. When kids first come back from the summer or they come back from Christmas break, it's muscle pulls. It's a hamstring pull or it's a quad strain or something like that. But for the most part with softball, it's going to be a shoulder issue, a throwing issue.
I can relate to that as a rodeo athlete and swinging the rope constantly.
Okay.
So what are some rehab techniques that you would use in a sport where you do have a lot of overhand shoulder?
So the main muscles of the shoulder that deal with a lot of the throwing mechanisms are the rotator cuff muscles. They're very four muscles and they're pretty small. They don't have to have a whole lot of work done to them. You can do little exercises with just a little bit of weight or resistance, and you can see a lot of big gains from it. Basically, the job of the rotator cuff muscles is to wrap around the ball and socket joint or the ball of the ball and socket joint and kind of hold it in place. The shoulder joint itself has 360 degrees of movement. And when you have a whole lot of movement in that joint, you have the chance for injury, the chance for dislocation, for separation, for things like that that can cause problems. So the stronger these four little muscles are to hold everything in place, the less likely there is going to have a problem with some type of a rotator cuff strain or dislocation or something like that.
Awesome. Well, I will for sure have to work some of that into my own routine.
I've got some exercises in mind for you already.
What made you come back to OSU after graduating from here?
So I graduated in '93. Got my first job at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College, one of the Board of Regents schools here in the OSU A&M Board of Regents. Went up there and lived in Miami, Oklahoma for 30 years. Was the head athletic trainer at NEO pretty much for about 20 plus years. Had a few years where I taught at the high school, taught biology and anatomy at the local high school there, and was the athletic trainer. And then spent a few years at Division II University, Missouri Southern in Joplin. It was about 25 minutes away from Miami, but still continued to live in Miami. After about 30 years of doing all that, a mutual classmate was working here with some of the athletics here at OSU, and they were kind of going through a transition of athletic trainers and medical staff, and my name got brought up, and I threw an application in and was like, please let me come back. I would love to. I had a daughter that was in school here. My son she graduated. Now my son is going to school here. He's a freshman here. So it was a dream come true to be able to come back and work for the OSU.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to stay around and hang out to see what we will do next. This has been an episode of We Are Only Human, the official podcast of the College of Education and Human Sciences. Go Pokes.